Hey friends, today we are here at the Friends and Family soft opening of Loro. This is an Asian smokehouse and bar concept created by James Beard award-winning chefs Tyson Cole of Uchi and Aaron Franklin of Franklin Barbecue. It blends flavors of Southeast Asian cuisine with Texas-style barbecue, resulting in a unique fusion of smoked meats and bold Asian spices. There are several locations, with one being in Houston, Texas, in the Heights more specifically, which we love and frequent quite often for their amazing happy hour. But today we are here at the brand new Kirby location. We are going to get started with our slushie flight. You get a choice of 3 of their boozy slushies for $14.25. We're going to start with the pina colada. This is, let's see, a killer colada. So it has an horchata base, so it's gonna have a little bit of Mexican influence there with like a little bit of rum and a pina colada flavor. Cheers. There was a rum floater on that. I was not prepared. But that is so good. You love pina colada, Sterling, so you're going to throw this back like a shot. That is so yummy and delicious. Next up is the mango slushie. This is a mango sake slushie. That's definitely more my speed. I love that. And I'm not much of a frozen cocktail gal. This is the frozen margarita. They actually have a little bit of smoked salt on the rim. It's a nice little twist being a smokehouse as opposed to tahini. Dang, that is super smoky. That's really yummy. That's a solid margarita. It's almost giving you a reminiscent sort of flavor like a mezcal, but not mezcal, if that makes any sense. All right, this is the Typhoon. So let's see, this has Bacardi Superior, passion fruit, lime, and Thai basil. They did recommend that I stir it up so that the grenadine on the bottom is more incorporated into the rest of the drink. Okay. That is yummy. That is so good. The passion fruit has a really nice sort of pop of flavor, very citrusy. The sweetness from the grenadine comes in at the end. This is a really fantastic cocktail. All right, time to get into some food. Our first round of appetizers are here. We are going to start with the pulled pork tostada. This is a corn tortilla with some pulled pork, creme fraiche, and a shishito salsa verde. It appears to have some thinly shaved red onions as well. Oh my God. That's freaking good. That was an incredible first bite. That pulled pork has an amazing smoky flavor. There's a slight tanginess provided by the creme fraiche and a really lovely zesty kick from that shishito salsa verde. That was incredible. I am excited to try out our next bite. We are going to go in on the queso. So you do have the option to add on pulled pork or chopped brisket. We chose to just go straight up with the queso today. It comes out with some togarashi seasoned corn tortilla chips, and they do have some kimchi togarashi powder on top. So we should have some nice acidity and a little bit of kick from the togarashi seasoning and kimchi powder. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, that queso is fantastic. That queso was outstanding. It even has a nice little smoky flavor to it. The chips are fried perfectly and seasoned with just the right amount of togarashi. It has a nice kick. It also has a nice little tanginess coming from the kimchi powder. I am a fan of this queso. Up next is the charred edamame. This is edamame that has been grilled, topped off with some white sesame seeds, fresh lemon zest, and sriracha powder. This looks and smells incredible. Let's go in for a bite. Yeah, that's so good. I love that charred roasty flavor provided from the grilled edamame. The sriracha powder is just enough to let you know it's there. The heat kind of dances on your tongue. It's nothing crazy in your face, overpowering spicy, but it's definitely there. The fresh lemon juice, or lemon zest, I'm sorry, provides a really nice brightness for the dish. It really lightens it up. This is so good. So good. You're gonna love this. Okay, friends, so for our last round of appetizers, we have the smoked salmon dip. This is super popular. It's even listed on the menu as a limited availability. So when they run out, they run out. This has their house smoked salmon inside, some shishito salsa verde on top, and it is paired with their house-made wonton chips. These are fried and dusted with the same togarashi powder as we saw on the queso. This is a little, oh no, this actually isn't as thick as the ones that we're used to at the Heights, so I don't have to worry about that breaking my delicate wonton chip. Going in for a healthy bite of this smoked salmon dip. Oh my God. Yeah, that's always a winner in our book. We absolutely love this dip. It's so good. That smoked salmon is absolutely incredible. It is one of my favorites. This pairs perfectly with the house-made wonton chips and that slight acidity coming from the shishito salsa verde. You absolutely have to try this out if you come to Loro. Our second round of cocktails have just arrived, as well as our first round of entrees. We're going to get started with the cocktails first. In front of me, I have the Kirby Mule. This is New Amsterdam vodka, sake, cucumber, mint, and lime. It sounds incredibly refreshing and right up my alley. I'm going to give it a little stir and go in for a taste. Oh my God, that is so good. That is so freaking refreshing. I can picture us going out on our e-bikes and pulling off to get a quick cocktail, and this would be another go-to. I absolutely love the yuzu spritz that Loro serves. This is a close second. This is actually really refreshing. A little bit of citrus there. Nothing too overpowering. Mules typically have ginger beer, which is something that I'm not a huge fan of. I feel like ginger beer typically leans on the side of like kind of spicy-esque, with that fresh ginger kind of being not hot spicy, but like spiciness forward. This is absolutely fantastic. Next up is the spiked Arnold Palmer. So this has tea, Tito's vodka, and a yuzu lemonade. I absolutely love yuzu. It is an Asian citrus, almost like a mix between a lemon, lime, and orange. So a little acidity backed by a little bit of sweetness. I think it's going to pair perfectly with this tea and vodka. Let's go in and try it out. That is so good. That tea with the vodka, the brightness from the lemonade, but that yuzu provides an extra level of acidity there that is just a really nice play on a classic. First up on our first round of entrees is the half chicken. This is a sake can half chicken. So you have a breast, a thigh, and a drumstick. It comes out with this beautiful gochujang glaze, a garnish of fresh chopped cilantro, and some lime. We are gonna go in on the drumstick, and I will let you know what I think. Oh my God. That is so tender and so smoky, and it has a little bit of spice from that gochujang glaze. That chicken was so delicious. It was so incredibly tender, juicy. It had the perfect amount of smoke on it. The skin had a really nice snap, which smoked chicken is not usually known for. There was an amazing balance of sweet, smoky, spicy flavors coming from that gochujang glaze. This was delicious. I highly recommend checking out the half chicken smoked with the can of sake. Let's move on to our next entree. We're going to try out the Thai sticky chili ribs. Correction, these are the crispy Thai pork ribs. These have a sweet chili glaze, white sesame, and green onions. It also looks like it comes with some crispy rice noodles as well. This is going to be a not very ladylike bite. These look absolutely delicious. Let's give this a go. Are you joking? Those pork ribs are incredible. The smoke level coming from that is fantastic. The sticky Thai glaze is just so delicious. The white sesame seeds, cilantro, a little bit of green onion in there is fantastic. It's very similar in flavor to the smoked chicken as far as the smoky, sweet, spicy, savory, kind of delicate balance and flavors there. However, if you're not a fan of pork, I would recommend the chicken, but if you love pork, go for those ribs. Up next is our crunchy cabbage salad. This has some thinly sliced red cabbage, all that's been tossed in the cashew ginger dressing with some thinly shaved cucumber and some fresh mint. Oh yeah. That salad, even though it has been sitting off on the sidelines for about 15 minutes waiting for us to try it out, it still tastes true to its name. That cabbage remained incredibly crunchy. There's a slight sweet and savoriness coming from that cashew ginger dressing, an additional crunch from the cashews as well. The thinly shaved cucumbers and fresh mint provide a really nice bright pop of flavor and color. I love this salad. Our third round of cocktails have arrived. At this point, I could be losing count. This is one of my favorite cocktails that Loro makes. This is the yuzu spritz. So this has some sparkling wine, a little bit of club soda, some orange, lime, and obviously the yuzu that we spoke about earlier, which is that Japanese citrus. It's a combination flavor-wise of lemon, lime, and orange. I already know this is going to be delicious, but for theatrics, I'll give it a shot. You really twist my arm here. It's so refreshing, so delicious. Slightly sweet, nothing overpowering, nothing punching you in the face with that sweetness. Really has that nice effervescence, that slight bubbliness to it. It's a great palate cleanser. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit hesitant to try it because it does have mezcal. As much as I want to love mezcal, I can't help but think that it reminds me of licking a barbecue pit. Like the barbecue pit out back at the end of the shift, like I'm just gonna lick all of the grates. Like that's what mezcal reminds me of. In any event, we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. This is the Mandarin Margarita, so it has tangerine juice in here and that delicious smoked salt. I already know there's going to be some smokiness in there from the mezcal, so I'm not going to try the salt because I really do want to like this. So, cheers. I actually think I could drink that. Surprisingly enough, it's not too smoky. They do have a Blanco tequila, splash of mezcal, and some tangerine juice. This is still definitely more up Sterling's alley. However, if you're not a fan of mezcal, but you're thinking that you want to try and kind of like dip your toes into the mezcal water, so to speak, I think this is a really great entry drink for you to try out. First on our second round of entrees is the char siu pork belly. This looks delicious. It is glistening from the fat. It looks like they have rendered that fat down absolutely perfectly. It does have a hoisin glaze, and paired alongside their house-made pickles, we are going to go in for a shot. Anytime there's pork belly on the menu, you can guarantee I'm gonna order it. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a winner. I'm gonna do my best to describe this dish without drooling all over the place. This is delicious. This is my favorite bite so far. Don't get me wrong, everything that we've tried along the way has been absolutely delicious and fantastic, but this is in a category all on its own. This pork belly has been rendered down perfectly. There's a really nice smoky savoriness coming from the pork belly itself, but that hoisin glaze has a really nice subtle sweetness to it. These house-made pickles they start out kind of sweet, almost like a bread and butter pickle. They finish with that tangy, acidic, traditional like kosher pickle flavor, and then there's a little bit of spice that gets you in the back heat, almost like the pickling I guess like juices, you'd say, have a red chili flake in there. Nothing crazy, but definitely enough that's prevalent to let you know that is there. Next up for our second round of entrees is the oak smoked brisket. This is only available after 4 p.m. and I can take a couple of guesses as to why. So it has a really beautiful smoke ring around the edge of the brisket. So all right here, you can see that that's like a minimum of a 12-hour smoke. That really red color on the inside of the brisket up against that natural bark of the brisket is what it's called. So that's the seasoning on the outside and then the smoke ring on the inside. This has a chili gas streak and Thai herbs. I see a lot of basil, mint, cilantro, and pickled red onions. We're gonna go in. Oh my god, that was so tender. I just cut that with my fork. I didn't need a knife at all. Literally no effort whatsoever. I love how it's swimming in like this little sauce. Oof. Oh my god. Whoa. The amount of flavor in that tiny little bite is insane. The brisket was incredibly tender, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but the cuts actually start really thick, almost like your fattier pieces here. I do see some fat kind of marbled throughout the brisket here, and then it gets a little thinner into your leaner cut. So whether you're a lean brisket connoisseur or a fatty brisket connoisseur, I like mine fatty. I like my girl thick. Either way, this plate is going to have a really nice mix of everything for you. It is the absolute perfect balance of savory and sweet. Pair it with the pickled red onions, and it is just chef's kiss. Up next is the Texas sweet corn with chili aioli, crispy onions, and everything spice. Yeah, that corn is so freaking good. The yellow corn has a really nice natural sweetness that pairs perfectly with the savory chili aioli. The crispy onions provide a really nice textural crunch as well as a sweetness that fried onions typically give. The everything spice is delicious and pairs really well here. This is an excellent side dish, a really great accompaniment to anything that you get here at Loro. Despite our best efforts of keeping it to 2 rounds of entrees, we were convinced by the chef de cuisine and one of the servers here that we have to try the smash burger. So this is a double patty smash burger with a yuzu, Thousand Island, grilled onions, and American cheese. This thing was juicy. I am so excited to dig right in and give you a Carl's Jr. bite, as Sterling likes to call it. So, cheers! Oh my god. That burger was insane. Never did I ever see myself as the type of person that would come into an Asian smokehouse or just a barbecue joint in general and order a burger. That was incredible. My mouth is still watering just looking at the remaining burger that we have here. There is a really great caramelization coming from that smash patty, both of them, because it's a double smash patty. Their American cheese provides a really great classic richness. The grilled onion provides a great sweetness from the caramelization of natural sugar that's inside the onion, as well as a great textural crunch. The dill pickle spear has a nice salinity, kind of breaking up the richness from that burger. The bun is incredibly soft. It's almost like a potato bun. I'm a huge fan of that burger. For the last entree, we have the chilled noodle salad. Our server highly recommended this. This is chilled noodles with the same cashew ginger dressing that we tried in the crunchy cabbage slaw. It also has thinly shaved vegetables like cabbage, cucumbers, carrots. It has some crunchy peanuts on top and some fresh herbs. Yeah, that's a winner. Dang, that's way better than the crunchy cabbage salad. Like, the crunchy cabbage salad is really great, but the noodles and extra peanuts and shaved veggies in here really set that apart. I like that over the salad. Whoa. And like, the noodles hold on to the sauce and like the dressing way more than that cabbage did. This is the way to go. Definitely try that chilled noodle salad. Whoa. first up on our desserts is the Dole Whip soft serve. This is a pineapple ice cream. It is a gluten-free option, so if that is something that you are worried about, this is something for you to try. I love pineapple and I love ice cream, so I don't really see how this could go wrong. There's like a frozen pineapple that's just been blended up with some dairy. I kind of want to put some rum in it and make it into like a little boozy smoothie. That is super yummy. For our second dessert, we are trying out the chocolate creme brulee with some cocoa dusted peanuts. I want to do the creme brulee smack test, I'm calling it. You heard it here first. We're gonna see if they achieved the proper caramelization of sugars, and at first glance, it appears that they have. So I'm gonna set this down and give it a good whack. Ooh, yeah, really nice caramelization there. Let's go in for a bite. Ooh, look at how creamy that is. Real quick, just like zoom in on that. That looks so freaking good. It looks really smooth, really creamy. Okay, big bite, because I don't care. Whoa, that is the most intense chocolate cocoa flavor I've ever had in a chocolate creme brulee ever. My mouth is like, all my taste buds are like jumping around in my mouth right now. They're like, more. That is crazy. It's almost like there's a little bit of cayenne in here, almost like a little kick in the back end, kind of like a Mexican hot chocolate. That is freaking crazy good. Oh my God. Huge fan of that chocolate creme brulee. And I did confirm with the chocolate creme brulee, it's not cayenne, it's actually an ancho chili powder, so it is gonna have some smoky spiciness, just not as intense as a cayenne pepper. Our last and final dessert is going to be the chocolate chip cookie. This has a finish of Malden's flaky sea salt on top. Does look like they have some toffee pieces in here. Yeah, this was such a great ending to our meal here at Loro, from the drinks to the appetizers, the 3 rounds of entrees and dessert. This cookie was delicious. I really love the sweet and savory flavor they have going on here with the sweetness from the cookie base itself, semi-sweet chocolate chip, some of the toffee pieces, and the finish with flaky Malden sea salt. Everything we had here was so incredibly delicious. If you have not checked out Loro on the Heights, definitely go check them out. Here over at the Kirby location, they do have separate entrees and appetizers, drinks, and desserts that are not offered at the Heights location, so you definitely need to come check them out. They open up on September 28th, so I will see you in the next video.
Ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.